Well, hello people on the internet, my name is Kevin and welcome to my bookshelf tour for 2016. So yes, I done a bookshelf reorganization video like last week and I asked you guys in the comments below if you wanted to see a bookshelf tour, and a lot of you guys wanted to see one, so I'm definitely going to be doing one. And that was really just an excuse for me to do one because I was going to do one, and then when you guys all requested it, I was just like, well, okay then. So I really hope you guys appreciate and enjoy this video, and without further ado, let's start the bookshelf tour for 2016. Okay, so this is just a very quick overview of my bookshelves. I have got currently 3 bookcases, one here, my big one in the middle, and then another small one over the side. And yeah, they go all the way down there. I think there's 6 bookshelves in total. Then on this case I have some like random books and like my aftershave and all that kind of stuff. And then I've got like my little shrine of booky related stuff. I've got some photo frames over here. And then there's nothing in the very top one. And then in the very top of my bookshelves I have all of my Funko Pops. So if you guys want a Funko Pop tour, let me know and I will do one of those too. I think it just felt fitting to show you guys my actual little shrine for books, since this is probably the only other relevant one that doesn't have books on it. So this is my Marauders map cup that I got at the Harry Potter studio tour, and it has all my bookmarks in it. I have a Shadowhunter tote bag, I have my Lady Midnight poster going the whole way down. I've got some badges like Red Queen, A Court of Thorns and Roses, YLC, all these kind of things that I won in a giveaway. I have a Black Eyes wristband, my ticket from when I went to meet Cassandra Clare, and then a picture I got at VidCon with Ilse and Lauren, who are like my 2 best friends. So I have this picture here. I'm hoping to get a frame for it soon so I can frame it and put it somewhere else on my bookshelf. So yeah. So yes, that is basically my bookshelves, and we are going to be starting on here and working our way down through the first case, and then we'll be moving on to the second one. Okay, so we're starting up with my very top shelf of my single bookcase over at the far left, and this is where I keep my review books, which are all here, and then just these random standalone books, and then obviously more review books, loads of standalone ones or books in a series that I only have the first book in, and yeah, they're just all up here in my top bookcase. And I'm really sorry if this is like really shaky, but I'm standing on a table right now to try get up to these books, so it could be a bit wobbly. So the first book that I have to start off my bookshelf tour is School of Deaths by Christopher Menino. The sequel of that book, Sword of Deaths by Christopher Menino. Schism and Unity, both by Laura Maisano. The World Beyond Sight Upon Arrival by Joshua Delaney. The Young World by Chris Weitz. I still don't know how to pronounce that last name, and I've been struggling with it ever since I got that book. Proxy by Alex London. The Rule of 3 by Eric Walters. The Alpha Drive and The Order of Omega, which is actually an arc, by Kristen Martin. Then we have Shatter Me by Tara Maffey, which I still don't know why I own. Sorry to anyone who's actually a fan of this series, but I am not. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima. Eon by Alison Goodman. And Rotten Rune by Jonathan Maberry. I do not know how to pronounce that last name. And that is everything from my top shelf on my first bookcase. Okay, so moving on to my second shelf on my first bookcase. And this is my shelf where I keep all of my contemporary books. And yeah, they're mainly all John Green and like David Levithan related, but we still have all my books here. And yes, so this is a very colourful shelf, as you can tell, all the different colours. But yeah, it's just where I keep all of my contemporaries really. Okay, so the first book that I have on this shelf is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List. And Dash of Lily's Book of the Dares, which are both by Rachel Kahn and David Levithan. Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. The Fault in Our Stars. Paper Towns. Looking for Alaska, An Abundance of Catherines, and Will Grayson. All of these are by John Green, and this one is by John Green and David Levithan. Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. We Were Liars, and The Disruptable History of Frankie Landau Banks, which are both by E. Lockhart. One Day by David Nichols, and The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. And that is it for my second shelf of my bookcase. So now we're on my third shelf of my bookcase, and this is the one that's currently in the background of my videos, which you guys will see in back of videos and stuff. And on this shelf I have 2 mini Funko Pops, which is just Abraham from The Walking Dead and Star-Lord, I think his name is, from Guardian of the Galaxy, which is actually a bobblehead, which is quite cool. So on this shelf, it's just mainly all my YouTuber books, and then I have like the Percy Jackson series, and then I just have 2 other random books here at the end, which are just really, really random. And so the first YouTuber book that I have is Don't Try This at Home by Keen Lawley and JC Calen. Then I've got Binge by Tyler Oakley. Next up I have is Me 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 by Charlotte Crosby, and she is a YouTuber, but she's also very well known for being a reality star over in the UK. Then I have Username Evie by Joe Sugg, Really Professional Internet Person by Jen McAllister, Follow Me by Ricky Dillon, I Hate My Selfie by Shane Dawson, and I also have his other book, It Gets Worse, but it's currently not on the shelf right now because I'm currently reading it. So if you're wondering and you've seen it in a haul somewhere and you're like wondering why it's not on the shelf, it is, and it will be beside his other book when I finally finish reading it. So for now, it's just I Hate My Selfie that I have here. A Work in Progress by Connor Franta, In Real Life by Joey Graceffa, and You Deserve a Drink by Mimi Hart. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, and Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian, which are all by Rick Riordan. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and Lord of the Flies by William Golding. And that is it for my third shelf. Now we are on my fourth shelf on my first bookcase, and this is obviously my Sarah J. Maas shelf, and I also just have Diary of the Wimpy Kid right there just because there's a little gap and I needed to fill it up, so I just put that book there. But I'll probably fill that gap up with Empire of Storms when it finally comes out in September. So for now, Diary of the Wimpy Kid is just going to stay there. The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and these are all by Sarah J. Maas, who is the queen. And then, as I said, I have Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney just casually here. And that is it for my fourth shelf. Now we're on my fifth shelf on my first bookcase, and I'm finally in like a sitting position, and it's really comfortable. And I'm really wishing my bookshelves were all down at this level, but unfortunately they're not. Anyway, on this shelf, I really just have random hardbacks just all here. They're all pretty much standalone, or just the first book in a series, not standalones. They're just like the first book, and I didn't know where else to put them, so they're just down here. The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, The Rhythmatist by Brandon Sanderson, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, Endgame by James Frey, Zodiac by Romina Russell, Magonia by Marina Davana Headley, which is coming out really dark on camera, and I don't know why, but maybe it's just because it's a really dark cover, but yeah, we're going to just go with it. Arcadia Awakens by Kai Meyer, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, Black Ice by Becca Fitzpatrick, Rush by Eve Silver, and Sick by Tom Levine. And that is it for my bottom shelf on my first bookcase, and it's actually the end of this first bookcase. I don't want to get up, but I'm going to have to. Okay, so now we're on my top case of my big bookshelf, which I can't get in one frame because of the angle or height I am currently at, so you're going to get to see half, but this is the full length of that case. First thing that I have is The Walking Dead Compendium 1. I actually have to keep my hand here or else it's going to fall. Oh, okay, never mind, it's not going to fall. But yeah, this is the comic book series of the TV show The Walking Dead. But yeah, so this is the first bind up of like so many issues, and yeah. Then we have got The Walking Dead Compendium 2, Saga Volume 1, Saga Volume 2, Saga Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5 by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan. Amulet Book 1 and Amulet Book 2, and these are both by Kazu Kibushi. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman, The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau, The Enemy by Charlie Higson, Gone, Hunger, and Lies, all by Michael Grant, The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury, Imposter by Suzanne Winokur, Bomb Maker by Claire McFall, Monument 14, Sky on Fire, and Savage Drift, all three by Emmy Laybourne. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, Half Bad by Sally Green, Say Her Name by James Dawson, Angel Fall, World After, and End of Days, all three by Susan E. Then the last two books on this shelf are The School for Good and Evil and The School for Good and Evil, A World Without Princes, both by Soman Chainani. The Young Elites by Marie Lu, Winger by Andrew Smith, The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. Then I've got this like The World of Veronica Roth's Divergent series, which came with my Divergent box set when I got it, so I have this. Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant, and 4, which are all by Veronica Roth. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Hollow City, Library of Souls, which are all by Ransom Riggs. Titans by Victoria Scott, None of the Above by I.W. Gregorio, Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Roche, Highly Illogical Behaviour by John Corey Whaley, Nil by Lynn Matson, The Wrath and the Dawn The Rose and the Dagger, both by Renee Ahdieh, Fire and Flood, and Salt and Stone, both by Victoria Scott. And that is it for my second shelf on my big bookcase. Okay, so this is my third shelf on my big bookcase, and this is one that's also in the back of my videos, and probably the main one that's in the back of my videos for the most part. And this is just where I keep all my Harry Potter related books, and then I have like some random other trilogies and series also on the shelf. And I also have my little my little Game of Thrones mini Funko Pop is also up here on my Harry Potter books. So the first book that we have is The Fifth Wave, The Infinite Sea, and The Last Star, which are all by Rick Yancey. Then we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, all by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is also written by J.K. Rowling, but also by John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men, which are all by Patrick Ness. Then we have The Kill Order, The Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, and The Death Cure, all by James Dashner. And that is it for my third shelf on my big bookcase. So yeah, moving on to the next one. So this is my second last shelf on my bookcase, and this is also another one I think might be in the background of my videos sometimes. Maybe not, but this is where I have all of my Cassandra Clare books. The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, Clockwork Princess, Lady Midnight, City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire, all by Cassandra Clare. Illuminate by J. Kristoff and Amy Coffin. Me Before You and After You, both by Jojo Moyes. Okay, so this is my very, very last shelf on my whole bookcase, and it's currently not full because this is as far as it goes so far, so this still needs to be filled, and obviously that will be filled very soon because I have a book problem. So yeah, so the first book that I have on this shelf is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, The Darkest Minds, and Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, all three by Suzanne Collins, The Raven Boys, Dream Thieves, and Blue Lily Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater. And that is the end of my bookshelf tour. Yay, we finally did it, guys. Okay guys, so that is it for this bookshelf tour. I am like sweating because I've been behind my lights for this whole video, and they make me really, really warm and hot and sweaty, and I'm like out of breath, which is just shocking. So yeah, that is it for this bookshelf tour. Let me know what you thought of my bookshelf tour. Do you like the way I have it? Do you like my bookshelves? I don't know. Let me know if you want to see a Funko Pop tour. I don't know what else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video now. Okay, goodbye. Anyways, yeah, bye guys.